Yo, really interesting thoughts on passing. If you like passing, this video is for you. So, this idea is about potential evolutions of where passing is going to go in the coming generations. In a really advanced world where people are way better and knowledge has pooled more and more for basketball. As we've seen, it does generally. New techniques develop over time. So, basically, this is based on something current NBA point guards do, which is seams passing to shooters. If you're a shooter, imagine you're on the free throw line. Something you can control is lining your fingers up on the seams so that you have nice backspin, so you have predictable spin, and you know exactly where to apply finger pressure. It's something most of us do on the free throw line, and there's reasons for it. It can increase our percentage. It's just something we can control. NBA shooters knowing that, or NBA passers knowing that NBA shooters like to shoot on the seams, NBA passers, Rajon Rondo throws these one-hand snap passes, same form as a three. Videos on this channel of Rondo and Chris Paul teaching this. This is how Rondo passes them. Chris Paul throws the thumbs seam pass. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but because I don't throw two-handed chest passes, but he throws the two-handed chest passes where it comes back on the seams. Okay, so this is all that I've ever heard about it, and I've talked to players, and I'm at a point where a lot of the guys I play with throw seams passes, the better ones. At times it varies. I worked on seams pass for myself, and I try to spread it to up-and-coming point guards, pass guards, whatever. Um, However, talk about potential. Yeah, it's just there's levels to this shit, right? Because if you're passing on the seams, it's way easier to pass on the seams if you're dribbling on the seams. Like if you're dribbling like this. So that's almost from the start of my channel. That was one of the first things I was working on in mirrors, is lots of on the seams dribble, which has really improved my dunking off the dribble. It's improved my passing off the dribble. It's improved my shooting off the dribble. And again, this is just based on ideas of something that Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo do. Now, if you've watched this far in the video, I've got a question for you, and I'd like to hear in the comments. I'm taking a poll. So, we're talking about seams passes, how we catch and shoot them. Um, this is conventional seams passes like this, and you would catch it like this. You catch like this, you catch like this. How do you catch your passes? Because what's comfortable for me is catching on the sides. That gives me max pressure, and I can move one hand out of the way to shoot. However, if I'm getting a nice seams pass and it's coming like this, if I catch it on the sides, I'm off seams, and I can shoot like that, and it's fine, but I'd prefer to be on seams. So what I've been doing is catching like this, like working on my catch like this. It's just not necessarily natural or the best way to catch, especially if the pass is off target. Out here, I want to catch it on the sides. So here's my thought, and here's my question. If you could choose, would you prefer for a sideways on seams pass? A pass like this, coming in like this? Can you imagine? A real nice pass on target, on time, coming in like this, and all you have to do is catch it like this, move one hand out of the way, and shoot perfectly on the seams. Would you prefer off seams? No. Would you prefer on seams? What do we call this? Horizontal, vertical seams? Or horizontally rotating seams, because it just struck me last night. I would prefer horizontal on seams, so I've started working on horizontal seams passes, and the technique is way different. It's totally unexplored, right? So maybe I've got videos coming on that, but that's why I'm saying the future of passing is very exciting. What is the next couple generations going to be doing? Is the next Rajon Rondo, next Chris Paul going to throw sideways seams passes to his shooters, so his or her shooters can catch sideways, finger pivot, and shoot? I don't know, it's interesting. So let me know what you think in the comments. Sideways or vertical seams? What do you think would be easier? Either way is probably fine, and I bet it's preference, but I really want to know, have an idea of who would like it, because then I would know if it's something more worth um, for me to work on and spread. So peace, and either way, get on those seams. So very exciting stuff.